there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So we've got so much to get through, and I was on holiday. Well, I was actually not on holiday last week, I was at work, but I had to go into work last week. So I was away for the week and I couldn't record, so this is a little bit late, but we need to get around to it, and we've got lots of things to cover, because I want to look at the the qualifications for the Nations League, the playoffs, then the World Cup qualifiers, both from Europe, America, South America, Asia, Africa, everywhere. And of course, highlight is New Zealand have qualified for the World Cup, so well done, as well as one or two other nations, so we'll check that out. Okay, let's get started. So this is the League A qualification, so these are the teams that were vying to either stay in League A or go up to League A. Turkey beat Hungary 3-1 at home. I thought it would be a lot closer, and then away from home beat them again 3-0, so that's extremely impressive. I did say when they finished second in Wales's group, I was so impressed watching them. They're such a great team to watch for the neutral. So I did say at that point, whoever you get, I think you'll go up. When I saw it was Hungary, I did worry. Hungary are usually a much better team than they've shown, but Turkey were just too much for them, so Turkey easily qualified, and they are also going to be with Wales in Group A, so that shows how difficult a group it was. Okay, Austria-Serbia. So Austria won, Serbia won. So Serbia were the team that were in League A, and Austria were vying to be in League A after having a very good campaign. So I thought that Austria would go up, so Gregoric, but then Samajic with the equaliser. And I was really surprised at this. I know Austria got a red card. When did they get it? 68th minute, but they weren't, they were losing anyway. Maksimovic with a goal, 1-0 down. And then they conceded by Dusan Vlahovic on the 90th minute. They did get much more possession, but didn't do as much with it. So yeah, Serbia, well done to them. I'm a little bit shocked. I thought Austria would go up, but that's the way that it goes in a playoff. Well, we'll talk about the second leg in a minute, but initially I thought this was a sensational result. McTominay penalty, Scotland 1-0 win away in Greece. Greece, of course, who beat England in the group stage in the leagues. So yeah, I thought, wow, that's an absolutely brilliant result. Scotland, of course, the team that were vying to stay up, Greece wanting to be promoted. But then that result, wow, I saw the goals online, and I saw some comments on YouTube by Scottish people being really upset about the performance. Scotland don't usually lose at home that badly. They're pretty strong at home, so to lose 3-0 speaks volumes about how well Greece did, but yeah, I just don't think Scotland showed up. Massive shame for them. They get relegated now and they go into League B. Greece, congratulations, they go up. And then this game was a bit of a weird one. So Ukraine playing in Murcia, where I used to live in Spain, 3-1, and Belgium looked really out of sorts, and the home team were cutting through them, which was strange, to be honest. I thought Belgium would be a lot stronger, even though it was technically the first game under the new manager. So 3-1. And then the second leg, Belgium turned it around at home, so Lukaku scored 2 more goals. So 3 in 2 games for him, 3-0 against Ukraine. So they sort of got themselves together. Massive shame for Ukraine, obviously. Belgium, however, staying in Group A. And I think it says a lot as well as a Welshman, because obviously they are in our Wales, our World Cup group. And we're going to play them very soon. We're going to play them in June. So it shows that Belgium are a little bit out of sorts, but still dangerous. Okay, so that's from League A. League B then, Georgia beating Armenia 3-0 and 6-1. Absolutely whooped them. They did deserve to go up into, or actually to stay in League B. Ireland beating Bulgaria 2-1. Goals from Azaz and Doherty. And then beating them again 2-1 at home. So they too stay in Group B. Ferguson and Ida with the goals. Brilliant result for them overall. The one that I was really shocked at was Kosovo beating Iceland. Iceland, of course, were in Wales's group and they were brilliant. So I was really shocked at this. So Kosovo 2-1 at home. And then they beat them 3-1 in Iceland. Oh, red card. 69th minute. So yeah, I was really surprised at that. And then I always thought this was going to be quite tight. Slovenia 0-0 in the first leg. 1-0 to Slovenia after extra time in the second leg. And yeah, that was always going to be very difficult. But Slovenia stay up. And then... oh, these haven't even happened yet. Oh, they should have though. That's weird. Oh, 2026. Oh, right. Okay, that's strange. Okay, so that's that. And then, let's see if I can find very quickly the Nations League playoffs. So, we saw some outstanding matches, let's be fair. Croatia beating France, surprisingly, 2-0 in the first leg. Goals from Budimir and Perisic, who's looking excellent since he moved to Holland. But in the second leg, France turned it around and then beat them narrowly on penalties, with goals from Olise and Dembele. Dembele again, he's having such a good season. Denmark beating Portugal again, a little bit surprised at that result. 1-0, Højlund with the goal, and then in Portugal 5-2. They did hang on as long as they could. They went to extra time, Trincao being the difference, and Ramos. So yeah, they pushed Portugal all the way. Italy losing at home to Germany was also a surprise, I think. Tonali back in the goals, but Kleindienst and Goretzka with the 2 goals for Germany, who I rate really highly at the moment. And then that stunning 3-3 match in Germany. So Kimmich, Musiala and Kleindienst again. Moise Kean with 2 goals and Raspadori with a penalty in the 95th minute. Not enough to get Italy through, but Italy showing that they are getting somewhere back to their best, and Germany very much so. The match that I was watching though was this one, and I'm so glad I did. It literally could have been a World Cup final, semi-final, whatever. The 2 absolutely amazing teams. I obviously think Spain are the best team in the world at the moment. I'd love to see them face off against Argentina at the second. So to even keep up with them, and basically not lose over 2 legs, it speaks volumes about where the Netherlands are at the minute. I think they're back to their absolute best. Cody Gakpo, Reinders, Williams and Merino with a goal in the first leg, and the 3-3 in the second leg. Oyarzabal with 2, Yamal with 1, Memphis Depay with a penalty, Maatsen and Simons with that late equaliser in the 109th minute. Penalties, Spain to win. Brilliant performance from the Netherlands, nothing to be ashamed of at all. So the next matches in the June are Germany against Portugal and Spain against France. That's going to be absolutely amazing. I can't believe how good those matches are going to be. Should get on to World Cup qualifying then. So World Cup qualifying will start with UEFA Europe, and the first lot of results are as follows: Cyprus 2, San Marino 0, Andorra 0, Latvia 1. England beat Albania. I think people were expecting them to put a large number. Clearly they don't know anything about Albania in that case. They do not concede lots of goals. They sit back and hit on the counter-attack, so 2-0 is actually a very decent score against them. Malta 0, Finland 1. Poland 1, Lithuania 0. Goal from who else but Lewandowski. Romania losing at home to Bosnia-Herzegovina, I've got to say, is a bit of a shock for me. Gigovic, I think Bosnia have got a heck of a result there. Well done to them. Romania will be devastated with that result. They have high hopes of qualifying for the next World Cup. North Macedonia 3, Liechtenstein 0, Moldova 0, Norway 5. Obviously with some of their big players, Sørloth for example getting a goal. They are a team to watch at the moment. Montenegro 3, Gibraltar 0, Czechia 2, Faroe Islands 1, Israel 2, Estonia 1, and my country of Wales beating Kazakhstan at home. Is a little bit nervy. It was 1-1 at one point. Silly penalty we gave away. I kind of don't think it should have been given, but I can understand why it was. Nice to see Ravi Matondo getting his first goal for his country. Ben Davis captaining the team in the absence of Ramsey. Missing Harry Wilson and Ramsey and Ampadu, so quite a lot of our big players were out. Really pleased with the overall performance, particularly in the second half, and the fight that we showed. It is a sort of match that in a previous time we would have maybe just got a draw with, but we just kept going. It was brilliant. Proving we can actually score goals in the second half of matches, which we have not done so much under the new regime with Bellamy. And then the second lot of matches, Finland drawing away to Lithuania. They will be really upset. They were 2-0 up. Lithuania will be delighted. I always talk about Lithuania. Don't underestimate home. Don't underestimate them at home. And I think Finland maybe did. Albania beating Andorra 3-0. Bosnia winning again, this time to Cyprus 2-1. So they have got 6 points out of 6. England obviously beating Latvia 3-0. James, Kane and Eze. I watched a little bit of the match. Kane missed an absolute sitter. I was quite surprised. Could have been a lot more than 3, but Latvia do sit back and do counter-attack as well. England have got to play against a lot of those teams at the moment. Poland beating Malta. Świderski with 2 goals. And Romania beating San Marino 5-1, but San Marino scored again, which, you know, is they've got this bug now of getting goals, don't they? And then Moldova losing at home to Estonia. I was a little bit shocked at that. I did predict Moldova would win. Well done to Estonia. Czechia beating Gibraltar 4-0. Norway beating Israel 4-2, which I think probably one of the teams in their group that might have the closest chance of stopping them. So I think that's an excellent result at this stage. Kazakhstan beating Liechtenstein 2-0. Montenegro beating Faroe Islands 1-0. And what a game. North Macedonia 1, Wales 1. It was basically a complete stalemate. I think Wales maybe on points, if it were a boxing match, would be winning slightly ahead. Had a lot more of the ball, for example, a lot more at the time, a lot more shots. And then, of all people, Joe Allen comes on the pitch and just passes it to Miovski, who's offside, but now onside because he's just been passed the ball by us, and just literally slots it home. And in the 91st minute we were losing, and I was like, I can't believe we're going to lose this match, and that's going to really cause a lot of problems with our qualification. I thought I wouldn't mind drawing because I thought that Belgium might also draw away to Macedonia as well. And then Brooks scored in the 96th minute, and we were cheering, and it was very, very relieving. I was very relieved. And yeah, got out of jail free. Okay, so those are the results. Coming up, highlights. We've got Belgium, North Macedonia, Norway, Italy. Can be very interesting. Wales got Liechtenstein, England got Andorra, so 2 hopefully easy results for the 2 teams there. Serbia, Albania, oh god, I'm dreading that one. Austria, Romania will be very interesting. And then the next match day we've got Belgium, Wales, which will be big. Croatia, Czechia, which will be big. And yeah, that's about it. So hold on to your hats, everyone. World Cup qualification is underway. Okay, let's look at CONMEBOL very briefly. Argentina still top. Brazil not, after a big result that we'll look at in a second. Venezuela up to 7th again, Bolivia dropping down. Key results then in this window were Paraguay beating Chile, Brazil beating Colombia, which is a great result for them, Vinicius 99th minute winner. Peru beating Bolivia, Ecuador beating Venezuela, Uruguay losing at home to Argentina, 10-man Argentina. Bolivia then 0-0 with Uruguay. They usually win their home game, so that's why they've dropped a little bit. Argentina humbling Brazil 4-1. Haven't actually seen the goals yet. I'll take a look at them later, but yeah, it was very feisty. Chile, Ecuador 0-0, Colombia, Paraguay 2. Also, Colombia had a bad window. Venezuela beating Peru 1-0, so they moved back up. They're hoping to get to their first World Cup, of course. Looking back at the table then, so we've got 10 teams, quick maths, so it's going to be 18 games, so 4 games to go. Argentina, I think, mathematically cannot not qualify surely at this point. Maybe there's like a small, if they lose every single game, Bolivia win every game, maybe it's possible, I'm not sure. So Argentina practically through. Ecuador, Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay looking good to qualify. Moving away from the pack below, Colombia have dropped 3 losses and a draw in their last 4 matches when they were second, and Venezuela just jumping up to 7th. They have Bolivia next, so that's going to be a very important tie. Let's go to Asia there, a couple of big games in Asia. So let's take a look at the fixtures then. We'll look at the tables. 2 big match days. Australia beating Indonesia 5-1. They had started really slowly for context. Japan beating Bahrain 2-0. That's very important. We'll come back to that. South Korea 1-1 with Oman. Not a great qualifying campaign for South Korea so far. Uzbekistan beating Kyrgyzstan 1-0. Iran beating UAE 2-0. Goals from Azmoun and Mohebi. And goal for Uzbekistan from Alijanov. Iraq drawing with Kuwait 2-2, just about 93rd and 101st minute equalisers. Kuwait, so they were all over Kuwait, and Kuwait just scored 2 goals on the break, and they just threw everything at them. It was an astonishing. I've seen the highlights. It's absolutely brilliant. Jordan beating Palestine 3-1, Qatar beating North Korea 5-1, and Saudi Arabia beating China 1-0. And then in the next round of matches, a couple of days later, Japan, Saudi Arabia 0-0. China lost to Australia 2-0, Irvine and Vilupilay with the goals. Another draw for South Korea, 1-1 this time with Jordan. Indonesia, massive result for them, beating Bahrain 1-0, goal from Romani. Kyrgyzstan beating Qatar, another shocking result. More or less puts Qatar out of automatic qualification now. Kitchen, Mischenko and Shukurov with the goals. Really interesting match. I didn't get to watch it at the time, but it looked fantastic. 2-2 between Iran and Uzbekistan. Taremi with 2 goals, Erkinov and Faizuleyev with the goals for Uzbekistan. They were ahead twice. Away from home, so that's brilliant, even though their managers had to quit due to ill health. So they got a new manager. Oman beating Kuwait 1-0. North Korea losing to UAE 2-1. 98th minute winner from UAE, very important for them and their qualifying campaign. And then 2-1 for Palestine over Iraq with a 97th goal from Magna. And an 88th minute equaliser actually for Ali. Okay, so how does that affect the tables then? So Iran are through with 2 games left. They've qualified for the World Cup. Uzbekistan, I've said from the start, haven't ever been to a World Cup. They are getting closer. They have got matches now against UAE and Qatar. If they draw both those matches, they have automatically qualified for the US, Canada and Mexico, their first ever World Cup. 2 draws will do it. Or even they could technically lose to UAE as long as they beat then Qatar. UAE, what have they got left? They haven't got Iran, have they? No, they haven't. Uzbekistan and then Kyrgyzstan So it's conceivable they could still qualify. They could get 19 points. Yeah, Uzbekistan definitely need to try and draw that match with UAE. As I said, Qatar can't automatically qualify now, but they can. Yeah, they can quite easily get into the playoffs for the next round. South Korea, 3 draws in a row for them. 16 points. Jordan trying to catch them. Not that they even have to catch them, but Iraq on 12 points. They obviously could have been on 15 had they beaten Palestine. Oman with 10 points. Palestine with just 6, but 4 points. Could they sneak into a 4th place playoff? We'll find out. And then Japan have qualified. 10 points ahead with 2 games left over 3rd place Saudi Arabia. Australia still have got some work to do. They still need to win at least one more match. What have they got next? Japan, and then Saudi Arabia. 2 very, very difficult matches. Indonesia could get into the next round. Bahrain really have shot themselves in the foot, and China, 3 losses in a row. They have to beat Indonesia to even contemplate getting into the next stage playoffs. Okay, let's check out Africa then. Egypt, top. They are there or thereabouts, I think. So 6, 12, 10 points. 4 matches to go, so no, it's not over yet. But they played everyone once and then another team a second time, and they are well ahead. Burkina Faso in 2nd. Congo in 1st place. I haven't seen them in my lifetime in a World Cup. I'm not sure if they've ever made it. Senegal in 2nd. Sudan joint 2nd. Wow. Still unbeaten. Brilliant. South Africa are top. Rwanda are 2nd. Nigeria in 4th place. Cape Verde in top. Cameroon 2nd in that group. Group B, Morocco are top. Niger and then Tanzania in 2nd and 3rd. Zambia down in 4th. And then in Group F, Ivory Coast are top. Gabon are 2nd. Then a bit of a gap between the rest of the teams. Group G, Algeria are top. Mozambique are 2nd. Guinea all the way down in 5th. Group H, Tunisia are top. Namibia in 2nd. Wow. And Liberia in 3rd. So some really unexpected teams. I thought Equatorial Guinea would be there. They are not. Group I, Ghana. Comoros Islands in 2nd. Such a tiny population. Madagascar in 3rd. Mali down in 4th. So far the 2nd teams in best place: Gabon, Cameroon, Senegal and Namibia. I'm not actually sure. Qualification to the next stage. Okay, so green means that they go on to a playoff, I guess. So maybe then only top teams guarantee themselves to get through. We could be seeing some very different African teams qualify for the World Cup this year. Obviously more African teams, which is brilliant. Okay, let's pop to Central and Northern America. So I stupidly said in the preview video a couple of weeks ago, Mexico, Canada and the USA, where are they? Well, they've qualified, haven't they, Dumbo? So who else is going to qualify? So Honduras and Cuba. Now, this is promotion, so this isn't the final stage. Costa Rica and Trinidad, Curacao and Haiti, Nicaragua and Panama, Guatemala, Jamaica, Suriname and Puerto Rico. Salvador, nearly there though, on the same points as Puerto Rico. Again, with the extended World Cup, we are going to see some different teams from Central America qualifying. And I don't have it on here, but congratulations to New Zealand, along with Japan and Iran, Canada, Mexico and the USA. They have qualified, and I'm pretty sure that Argentina are more or less there anyway. So congrats to New Zealand for getting through to only their 2nd ever World Cup, after remembering that they didn't actually lose a game in their previous World Cup, including a draw with Italy. So I'm really happy for them, well done. And we'll find out soon if Australia will join them in the next window. Okay, thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, click like, leave a comment, tell me if you're happy with your country's recent results. click subscribe if you're new to the channel, and join me on Patreon if you want to. Thank you so much, and I will see you again with more international updates very, very soon.